Let's do this thing. Here we go. Designer talk. That's not my intro. Boom. But look at that. I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me. What a cool thing. Come join my show. It is online. No Catholicism.
We know what Jesus was when he was a man on earth.
In this.
What was his profession? Was he a doctor?
Carpenter.
He was a heavenly doctor, but what was Jesus' work?
Carpenter.
But that's his heaven. But when he was a man on earth,
Panday to si Lord Jesus.
Jesus
Panday to
was
siya.
a carpenter. Because we know Jesus is the foundation. Jesus is the foundation. But also the builder. Without us, without the carpenters, the workers, there's no building. Without Jesus, there's no building, heavenly building for us. And then once though I became, and Jesus came in, and it's like, oh, Jesus, please forgive me for my sins. I could feel right away, boom, that God coming in me. And so it's no longer me. I feel me in there because I'd rather
Join my show.
I'd rather go steal a chicken and have a dinner. I would rather.
No Catholicism.
When he was a man on earth.
In this.
profession.
I tried so hard and got so far.
there we go. Hopefully we are on. I had so many tabs open. I'm sorry if it lagged at all. Definitely unmiking my muted mic. Did not work, but hopefully it's working now. So here we go. Let's do this again, because I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me. And Christians, we know that verse because it's totally awesome. And we just ask the Holy Spirit that people listening now or in the future will be able to get your power to see the light, hear Jesus knocking on the door, and therefore you'll be able to hear it, see it, and open it for an eternity that is totally awesome. So again, hopefully everything's working out now. I had so many tabs open. Like I said, this is just such an awesome day. And this week I was going through so many cool video clips, and I'm going to try to share some with you through the hopefully through all the kind of kingdoms. I don't even know if I did a plant one, and I'm the plant guy. So let's see. We first will show one on the little beetle world. Oh, good. Now we're a little faster. Thank you very much for computer time. And let's see here. Okay, let me get this on the little, and it's an old one, but I mean, how can you find a better bug than this to show just complex design? And again, this show is about showing evidence, and I've got it left over there in case you want to see who this video was. I can't read it, it's too small, but we got it up there, and I'll play this, and we'll stop and talk about it a little bit. So we got Mr. Bombardier, but look at this. So is this better evidence for a creator or just chance? A intelligent design or nature through mutations worked on by chance mutations worked on by natural selection? The better explanation, the better cause for this. Let's see this little guy. A little awesome. Hopefully I've got the volume up. We do it right this week since I got nobody helping. Let's see here. Okay, first thing to look at, and if anybody who's had the pleasure, I actually was able to have one of the things on my bucket list go away, which is actual getting bit by a fire ant. So this little beetle is getting attacked by fire ants. Let me tell you, that was an incredible pain. Don't like those little guys, even though I knew I wouldn't like them to begin with. Walking around at Dinosaur Adventureland and helping them out about 2018, somewhere around there, in their gardens, and woohoo, someone latched on. But look at this. So this little beetle has two of them. And yes, those little, if you hear the sound coming through, it sounds like a machine gun in slow motion. That is what they say it actually sounds like. The little bombardier beetle has two compartments that by themselves they're fine, but if you mix those two, the ingredients in those two compartments, it turns into an acidic, hot, molten, that's my words. It's a extremely hot projectile, and it, like the turret on it can move. It can go all the way around. It can attack. It can shoot something in front of it, any of the sides. But again, how did that happen? How did that happen? With what we know, materialistic evolution is small little bitty mutations and changes in the genome over deep time. And then again, as a designer, and we're coming on designer, I know I've gotten in trouble because I've gone into engineering, aspects of things, and it's like, I didn't check those first. So I'm going to stay away from the engineering, but just the design here. The design aspect, you want a little insect about the size of a man's thumb to be able to shoot material that if it wasn't done specially, it would kill the bug. Because as soon as those two chemicals come into contact with each other, you're having the reaction. So even inside the little beetle, the chamber that it mixes in is strong enough to withstand it. Now that takes genetic, and that would take genetic engineering, but you look at it as like, why would it waste that much energy to form a interior mixing chamber that it didn't really need? If it just came from a stink bug, well, the stink's not going to hurt anything. That is genetic information that a normal little bug doesn't need. So then you got to think, okay, unless it all happened at once, which that's again is against the naturalistic evolution, you don't need those things. And we say that, well, the bugs or animals, creatures, biology will evolve. And in this case, why would it evolve all that stuff? It would have had that around, 10,000 years, 100,000 years. You've got this wasted genetic material that is not helping it in any place without the chemicals that mix. So let's look at these ants, man. And these dudes are fierce, let me tell you. But let's finish this one. Dead ant. Okay, let's stop that before we get another one. So great tropical insects is the channel. Let's get rid of that one. So hopefully we'll be even faster in our doings. There we go. We're out of that. And so look at the design. If you're going to design that, what are you going to do? Why are you going to do? And hopefully I'm coming across. Let me see, because I'm not hearing anything. Technical problems, maybe. Let me see here. I'll get on to my phone, which I went down while I'm chatting. Hopefully we got it. We're gonna try to get back to the live show. Help me. Into Proverbs, guys. And you look at how God's design. Again, we're just gonna be neutral starting out, although mine is not. And let's see here. Oh, good. So we got. I don't know why I'm not hearing it out of the computer, but at least on YouTube I can hear it went. So that is a highly complex. Get that one down there because that'll be our share stream. Highly complex little machine we got there. That little beetle. So how did that happen? Why did that happen? What caused that? Two things, and I've never heard out of anybody a third thing, but it's either a chance happening in nature, worked on by natural selection, or it was an intelligent designer, creator. And there's where we'll end it. As you guys know, with my research, and then actually it wasn't even the research, it was just having God dwell inside of me when I followed words that I didn't even know yet from the Holy Scriptures, just the guilt of my imperfection. And then the promise that if you call on the name of the Lord, that's the power and authority of God Almighty, He will dwell inside you and give you feelings of love, joy, peace, fruit of the Spirit. Look her up. It is awesome. So I will start with the. Didn't start with that. Start. We can all do all things. Today in church, and we want to hear a good little message. Hustle Church, Hustle Online here. We will hear a new study on Romans. Now, here is what we got. Let's get this up here. And this is another verse, and you guys have heard it from me before. Let's get it up here. Let's get me down. There we go. Let's put it up here. Romans chapter 1, where God, through the Apostle Paul, is telling that he was called. Paul was called in verse 16 of chapter 1, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth." All people, the Jewish people, which Jesus was a Jew, came to the Jewish nation, and Israel and the people of God through the Old Testament revelations and prophecies. And let's see. Hi, Claude. Sorry, you just got here, I guess. Hi, Claude. Let me throw out a link for Claude in case he wants to come on in, because I'm going to do a short show. It's just these are kind of obvious. Awesome. Claude, the one I already went through was the bombardier beetle, a very iconic little bug that, again, so much complexity. And what caused that complexity, I would argue, an intelligent designer. And of course, you will say the best cause you think it was chance, mutations worked on by natural selection. Let me copy that link. Let me get it out there. Let's see. Private chat. That's a private chat. And trying. And there we go. In case anybody else comes by. There we go. Anybody wants to join. So, and this kind of again, going from just intelligent design to who I believe personally that intelligent designer, for the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness, because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God has showed it unto them. For the invisible things, and here's the key verse, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts were darkened. And if I'm wrong on this, I guess I could apologize, but really no apologies needed, because we will all go to compost, and in a few short years, nobody's going to know us. 1,000 years, that's short in eternity or in evolutionary deep time. So everything then would be vain, in my opinion. But if you want an apology, if you get offended by me saying that you're in vain imaginations and you have a foolish heart that was darkened, I guess I could apologize, but I would have to apologize to me, because that's what I was. That's who I was. That's why I'm here, because I would love for you to be able to experience the novel predictions that came true in my life and millions of others, that is evidence. So anyway, we got that. We can get rid of this one, and then hopefully my windows will be, I'm not the windows, the tabs will be a lot fewer, and I can get less lag going on. If there's lag, I have no clue. So check this one out. The next one is going to be a fish that plays dead. And this was a cute little one. Let's get him up here. Yeah, here we go. Fish. And I'm going to share that. And then it's, of course, going to share as the a smaller version. So you can see, if you want to see more cool things, this station had, I believe this channel had a bunch too. And where are we? Where are the little dead fish? So here we go. Now, again, we're going to analyze to see the design here. What would it take to design this little creature? And then from that, is it even possible, do we think, that that could happen by chance mutations done by natural, or worked on by natural selection? I see Claude. Let me try to get that back out there. I thought I posted the link, and I see, luckily, I have my phone going because everybody abandoned me on such a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. Hopefully, it's beautiful where you are. Let's see here. I'm going to copy this link, but look at, so this is a fish, and I'll kind of pre-do it, is that it actually pretends to be dead so that the little fish, what he wants, or whatever food he wants, will come on close enough that he can just suck them on in. And let's try this again. We're gonna, and there's the link. Hopefully it's out there now. I'll kind of, Claude, I'll check as we're doing this. See if it actually works. But actually, I could share it other ways, I believe. But let's get to this bugger. So it's a little fish. Now we did a little insect, really complex little system. And again, I'm not calling, it's not a force, like, especially Claude, I call us friends. I call us YouTube friends, even though we have opposing views on God. You being atheist, me being theist, Christian specifically. And here we go. So, what do we got? Let's look at this little guy.
A master of deception that tricks other fish into thinking it's dead. But to appear dead, one must at least act dead. Perhaps faking his death will be more believable. Blown it. A more subtle performance will be needed.
Now, I do love how these nature shows, and I don't know where this guy, his worldview, but so many of them are people who believe in deep time, chance, happenings, causes, mechanisms that brought us this complexity. But I love the way they try to put it into almost cartoonish verbiage. So it's like he's actually doing this by thought. And this is kind of a problem because, instead of just, because it would be ridiculous, if this guy, his ancestor would have starved to death because he couldn't catch it. So these guys evolved a little change in their genetics that made them figure out if you just pretend to be dead, other little fish that know you're a predator and little creatures, crabs, whatever he eats, will come close enough for you to eat, and then you don't have to swim after them. I don't have enough faith for that, but again, I'm just giving evidence. We all have the same evidence. It is our interpretation of it that gives us our worldview. Here we go.
This is more convincing. But his aim must be better than that. Nearly. In a final effort, he appears to even hold his breath. Success at last.
Okay, that is killer cool. So if you look at that again, this is just evidence that, and then to give us what would be thought of, created. Boom. The other side, those who do not believe in intelligent design would have to go by it and okay, that was just how many mutations, how many individual mutations to give us this complex action of instinct, whatever you want to call it, that happened. So again, that's just our evidence. And then to say that, well, mutations happen, which they do, change happens, but the complexity even of the genome, is that going to do anything for us? And let's watch a couple more. And let's see. Oh, this one was cool. So we'll go into the frog kingdom now. Little amphibian duties, I think. Whoever they are. I am just so excited with the design part of it. Do not quote me on the on my terminology. So here we go. And we're going to have a little frog guy. And to see, we have so many species. So we know there's changes in frogs. We can see. But was it front loaded? They're saying it's the mutations that change and keep it. But we know in certain creatures that it's not the actual mutation, that point mutations, whatever mutations, it was not copying errors. It was in the genetics. And the genetics are, and we've gone that way before, but kind of hard to imagine that this is all chance. So let's get him up here again. This site had a bunch of cool videos. Let's see, and this is the frog that can become invisible. Again, I looked through the like the octopi or whatever they are that can change their shapes to imitate other things such as snakes, other things. They can, of course, camouflage, which is, wow, that was cool. I wish I had that chance mutation in me, but then you have to pass it on in the genetics. So if we have it, it really doesn't help. So let's see. Let's check out this little frog.
But even one move would reveal his presence. A keen-eyed parrot snake, a frog hunting specialist. Once it's locked on to a target, it rarely goes hungry. The frog must escape, but he doesn't run away. He sits tight and does something magical. He packs 90% of his blood cells into his liver, hiding them away.
Okay, did we hear that properly? And again, disclaimer, this could be just some made-up AI, but there are so many incredible things. The actual argument against that is if somebody made something up totally crazy, it's believable because nature is full of crazy. So let's unpack that. He hides. Let's go back a little bit. What did he say actually? That the guy starts compressing. Let's hear what he says.
Of his blood cells into his liver.
Okay, don't even have to hear it. We can see it. He packs 90% of his blood cells into his liver. Okay, guys, come on, really? Let's do that in a human, and not even that because we have a lot more complex systems. But let's get 10% of our blood cells into our liver. What would that take? 1% packed in from other places. So you're talking about, and let's forget our arms and stuff because that's a lot more complex than the little frog, except for he does have it. But how do you get that? What mutation would have caused that? How could it have caused that? Let's keep going. This is just an incredible little guy.
His liver, hiding them away, and starts to become transparent. But then he shrinks many of his organs to a third.
Okay, again, this might be a fictional story, but there's so many animals out there. And again, check them out yourself. But there are so many. And if this was a fake one, there's plenty out there that would give us totally complex problems with complex biology. Again, we know that the octopus will do incredible things, and mentally, the brain power and physical. So I got a cool one. Oh, I didn't put that one up. That must be. Oh, I'll have to do that. There's a little octopus that will eat his prey. Cool the way he does. He hides himself. He hides himself, and then but then he spits out the parts of the things that he ate, which draws in other fish. Then those fish are going to keep away the food he wants. So with his little blowhole, he somehow uses it like a cannon, and he shoots rocks at it, scares everything away so that more prey can come about. Come on, guys. To me, the simplest, because in science, we want the simplest explanation, the simplest cause. That was Dr. Richard Dawkins. And of course, in his book, he was saying, well, if we theorized a God, we'd have to figure out who created that God and then go back. What was the cause to that God? And then, which was it was a fallacious argument because, of course, God would have to be outside time, space, and matter, so it is not under the rules and the laws of nature. So therefore, this God, outside time, space, and matter, did not have to be created. He's the uncaused cause. Therefore, wow, that just explains science right there. So the simplest explanation is not is not nature. So let's see. Let's keep going.
Of their original size. So he all but disappears. But even one move would reveal his presence. He must stay still. The snake moves on. He's one of the only animals on Earth that can disappear like this. No wonder he's known as a glass frog.
Well, I'm going to rename him. We get into the modern day. This is the stealth frog. He is Mr. Stealth. All right. So again, you got that creature, and so it's like, oh yeah, little changes. Chance can make it happen, but dudes, that's a faith statement. Because again, sorry guys, you got fooled by the biologist like Dr. Richard Dawkins when he said that this is this believing that chance is the simplest explanation, and then that and wasn't him, but he's repeated the thing that, well, no, it's not chance because it's worked on by natural selection. Sorry guys, you're working on something that you believe happened by chance. Mutations are just chance, not directed. If it's directed, you're in my camp already. If something directed the mutation, you're really an intelligent design believer. But there he is. Did it work? Let me see. I can hear my special guest, which you guys can't. Add to screen. Welcome, Claude. What do you think of the little creatures so far?
They're very nice. They're wonderful filming by David Attenborough. He's in his 90s now. Yeah.
See, I knew that's why I left the the
He's
smaller version on the screen, so somebody, if they wanted to check out the videos and give him credit, whoever it is, because I think I have from different channels, different videos. So and today I might have just picked all of his because, as you can see, Claude, we both have the same evidence, and hopefully
a wonderful man. He's a wonderful humanist and wonderful evolutionist.
Well, very cool.
He
And
makes
that's
very
why
good videos. They're a very famous name. You could look him up.
I
David
have heard. I've heard of him now
Attenborough.
that because I knew the voice, and yeah, now that you say it, it's like, oh, now I know, because I have, as you probably imagine, I love nature. I love watching, and if you could see my list, I've just picked a few of these to show just incredible things, and we can all agree, and even he put on there that it's magical because it's hard to explain with scientific words. That you have a creature that through a chance mutation would shrink organs, would be able to get all the blood into its liver, then to be transparent. It's just incredible. And then again, that's why we have fun, you and I, but and other people. But on the serious note, as just two people that love knowledge, love trying to want the truth. This is just straight truth. And again, thank you for telling me that's that famous guy, because then it's probably truth that he gave us. But the explanation to that is, it is up to debate, I would say. Hopefully you think so too. And that's why you're here, because we just have different conclusions to that evolution. What do you think, Claude?
Yes. And how are you getting on? Have you found a new place yet, or you're still looking for your?
Well, we've got and actually, if you saw the show last week, I think I
Oh, I missed it, unfortunately.
okay, well, there's a nonprofit that bought a nursery, and it's a great nonprofit. They deal with developmentally handicapped. Probably,
Creationists. Oh, that's good.
yeah, because and that's where I can agree is that the genetics that we see today must have been better off earlier on, because otherwise there'd be no life today because of the bad mutations. And then we actually can probably agree that those, obviously, if the creature evolved like the humans, if they evolved, they didn't have a lot of that bad those bad mutations that we know generation after generation. Our kids are going to have a few mutations in them, just chance mutations. So most of them are going to be neutral, so it's not going to really hurt, but we're going to have some positive things and some negative things. And that's where some of the diseases, I believe Down syndrome, don't quote me, but there are some, things that hurt the development of people, animals, that have to do with mutations, bad mutations. And
Yes, God dished them out. It was pretty sad. Never mind.
well, and again,
So you have a place to live is what I mainly want to make
well,
sure.
not the living place yet, but the that's,
Yeah,
keep me on track. You can my rabbit holes I get
yeah.
into. So the they bought a nursery. They want it developed to actually be a fundraiser,
Hmm.
because they get state money to help the clients, but like paying people and stuff, I don't know how it works. All I know is that they want to do more help for these clients, and to give them something to do. It's to help enhance their lives. So um, I'm pretty well. I'll meet on Tuesday. You can say a prayer to whatever positive thoughts that um, I will be.
Positive thoughts,
Oh
not
my
positive.
gosh,
Positive.
where,
Got to get it
where's
right.
where's Steven? I want that actually xed out, so I'm gonna claim it as my own. I don't have to give the
Dan
atheist.
Positive. Yeah.
I like that one. So I'll have to credit you with it though, because
Okay, of
he's not
course.
around, so I can't
Oh
erase
dear.
it. Hard. So that was, but anyway, yeah. So
Mm,
Tuesday I meet with him because he wants to make sure that where they do have, that their main goal is giving a positive experience, learning a little bit of learning, but they don't have. I mean, the clients can come out and smell the flowers, do what they want. They don't have to produce anything.
Well,
And
you'll be able to just show them your certificates for design, and you'll
yes,
be in. I think they'll give you the job. Yeah.
oh
Uh,
yeah.
or I tell you what, just to keep this a secret, just between us, why don't you go to Patriot University, sling him a couple of $1,000, get a doctorate? Dr. Dan Pozzi.
I might do that later on,
Don't
but
tell anybody.
Claude, I don't put any weight to any doctorates
I
of
know you don't. No.
higher education or that education. And to me, it is what somebody produces. Like
Mm,
an example, we had a doctor that was the superintendent of the schools when I was in school, and the dude was a dog. So
yeah.
he had all these, real earned doctorates
Mhm,
from something, and he totally went the wrong direction with educating high school students.
yeah.
So it doesn't matter to me, and then plenty of medical doctors that should be actually tried, because, and we had doctors that actually kill people, some of them on purpose, but they had a doctorate. He was a physician. He this, and so yeah, we can agree on how good somebody's doctorate is without seeing what their works are. But
Mhm.
that is cool. So that I see him on Tuesday, and then housing, uh, that God will supply. Anyway, I got one more video,
Mm.
and
Mm.
this is on a little muscle dude. It's the California muscle, not my
Oh,
muscle.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, yeah.
He's the
Um,
California muscle, isn't he?
no, he was like a European muscle.
But he was the governor of California.
Yeah,
Republican
Republican.
governor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Republican. And
yeah.
with that, but this is an actual little. Are they mollusks? Come on, Claude, tell me what they are, so I don't get embarrassed.
I don't know. Could be I'm not an expert in this field.
These are little creatures inside shells
Ah,
and
mussels. Yeah.
muscle, yeah. And again, my mind is just going crazy with the coolness of these things.
Here's how they find their friends. I hope we're not going to see anything that's R-rated. Yeah.
I did preview it. I did
No.
not
Okay.
see any,
Good.
but it was.
I don't want to see any rumpy pumpy or anything going on this show. It's not
No,
good.
no.
Good. Okay. Even between muscles.
Yes. So, but again, I am imperfect, and sometimes I make mistakes. But here we go.
Disconnected and all alone is a very dangerous place to be. So it timidly pokes its foot out from between two armored shells.
If that's its foot.
And again, how do we know it's timid? How do you know they're not? It's like, how do we know it doesn't
I
move
want to
any?
know, how do we know it's its foot? It doesn't look like a foot to me, but
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
I'll leave that to you.
And makes this. Abyssal thread, a springy lifeline. It only takes a few minutes to make a single strand. But now, the mussel is literally hanging on by a thread. It'll keep going until it's made 50 to 100 of these connections, what some call the mussel's beard. It uses it to fasten securely to a rock, preferably next to other mussels. It'll even use its foot to drag itself closer to friends. And why not? They make great neighbors. Sticking together makes it harder for hungry predators and crashing waves to pry them loose.
Yeah. So,
Very interesting. That reminded me of the bearded mussel. It's quite similar to the clam as well. You've probably
no,
seen
just
the
awesome. No,
bearded clams are quite common too. So, well, not so much nowadays. They tend to be hairless clams, but yeah, it's very
they're
interesting.
yeah. See, they're now American because the Americans are more into being hairless than Europeans. I've heard. I don't know. So, but you look at this, and so my wife, every time we go out to the ocean, goes, "Can't we get some of those guys?" And we could, but again, they're poisonous certain times of the year, and I think if the month has a certain letter in it, it's poisonous. Stay away from it. I don't know if I can't remember. So that's why I stay away from it, because I can't remember what letter.
Seafood is notorious. If you get it wrong, you can be pretty sick. Have the runny stomach and stuff. So got to be
I won't.
careful.
I won't tell you about my first trip to the
No,
Philippines.
no, please don't. No, I can
Different,
imagine it actually. I can
different.
imagine
What
it.
now? How is it in Singapore? Because there, so I'm from
Yeah,
part that you don't talk about that stuff. You can say, "Yeah, I'm sick. I've got maybe some
yeah,
issues," but breakfast topic every morning was, "Well, how is it?" And
mm,
they're not shy about using the words. "Well, how is it today?" And it's like, and this was the first time I met my now wife and family, and it's like, can we change the subject?
yes.
So that was awkward, but again, a way to different cultures, um, and it's so funny too because people in United States use the whole the woke or something, and over there, if they think you're overweight, they just say you're fat. They have it's not if you're skinny, if you're dark skinned, they actually have a lot of same words as America and stuff. So they'll
Mm,
call each other the N word. Um,
oh,
and I won't do it here, but it's common.
yeah.
and it's
Noonie, I think it is. Noonie.
yeah, yeah, and then but they are looked down on. So it is a negative connotation if you're dark in the Philippines. I don't know how that is in other parts, but we know Japan, they really want the white skin. Same thing in the Philippines. I don't know how about other countries in Asia, but it's so again funny.
There's a rule. Here's the rule. If you're white, you want to be brown. If you're brown, you want to be white. It's just a crazy thing.
Totally. And again, where we
We're never satisfied with what we've got. And so we look, if we are naturally sort of European colored, we like to get brown in the sun, and we think that looks healthy. If we are from Asia or darker skinned countries too, they want to be white. It's crazy. And they put stuff on their skin. It's
it took me forever, and now my wife is like, "Oh, cool," because I show her. It's like, "This is Hollywood. See the white one? That's the ugly one. She's spending thousands of dollars to get tanned." Now she's okay in California, but if she goes back to Philippines, she still wants to be white. It's really funny, and I think too, it's a sign. And what I've heard, and I'm just repeating stuff that I didn't check out today, Claude. So don't get me on this. But back in the day, that the in Europe, wherever it was, if you're working and you're out in the fields, it is then you're going to get darker skin.
yeah.
So that is a sign that you're not one of the richer people, the more
Yeah.
elites. So, and I think now with then the switch that there's a lot of inside jobs, and the rich people could go lay out in the sun and get tan. And then if you're white in the United States, it's like a sign that yeah, you're one of those. You're one of those office workers. You're a worker. You're a factory worker, and you never see the sun. So it's just again some crazy stuff.
Oh, I was going to ask you, are you going with this show to Rumble in the Jungle as well, or is it just the other Proverbs Guys shows going to Rumble?
I know I'm a horrible president. Although
You're not sure yet. Yeah.
I have no clue. All I saw when I put live, there's a ton of little different places that it's supposed to be going live to, and
Yeah.
so
Oh, well, that's all right. Yeah.
yeah. And I used to do Rumble myself with my garden type stuff, and then when I broke my phone, I I lost my a way to get into the YouTube and the Rumble from that. Still haven't got back into
Oh,
it.
no.
I know technology.
You can't get good staff nowadays, can you?
I know, especially when it's yourself.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Rumble, it seems like what has been shown, even like with Facebook coming out, Zuckerberg or whoever the owner, the main guy, is that that the government was actually the U.S. government was calling up his people, saying what you can do, what you can't do. That's just his word. I don't know, but that has been the conspiracies that the government is controlling. Why? What's his face? Elon bought Twitter because they started shutting him down. It's like you're not going to stop me from free speech. I'll just buy the platform. So whether that's good or bad, I don't know. It's just certain people you don't want to attack. The little person you can kick off if you're offended by what they say, but the big guy can buy you out. So they should have probably the left's love Elon Musk because he came out with such an awesome electric car. I'm thinking that it's probably worse for the planet because it's needing all that electric battery stuff that it has to get mined, and in a lot of poor countries that are being devastated and they don't care about when they're mining. There's a lot of, as you know, and I know, there's a lot of pollution happens in all that kind of mining. So anyway, so what time is it over there? You're
Oh, I'm only, I'm at the beginning of my day
damn.
at the moment. Yeah, so I'm, I've I'm just thinking about breakfast.
Well, I just
Yeah,
had
so
some fish, so
it's
this
like
is
just before 7. Yeah, in the
now.
morning.
Do they have like fish breakfast, noon, and night?
Oh, you can have fish anytime. Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of
That's
fish.
the cool
Good.
thing. And my son is
Do you like fish?
he is not bound by the American traditions that you have to have breakfast foods, lunch foods,
No.
dinner foods. I'm a garbage disposal, so I was kind of not with the American thing. If I was hungry and I had something in the refrigerator, I'd eat it. Spaghetti for breakfast, and that might also stem from coming from a poor immigrant family. That one of the big, and I don't know if you've had it, Lupin.
All
The
right, what's up?
just talking about cuisines.
Ah,
Um, Polenta. Have you had
polenta. Hmm.
Claude? Have you had polenta?
Yes, yes.
Very expensive in the United States, kind of a posh thing. My dad, he did eat it once. We got into. I helped an Italian guy do some of it, and he actually made good. My dad was like, "No, we'd have polenta in the morning with whatever garbage was left
Polenta's like
over."
grits, isn't it?
I believe so. It's cornmeal, it's a solid cornmeal, and then you put whatever you want on it.
Like porridge, grits almost.
Yeah, and
Yes,
like
yes.
I said, it was just whatever was left over from the night before, and so my dad wasn't too happy with it. But now you go and it's like and that's where I kind of laugh at it because it's quite expensive to get here in the States, and it's just mush with stuff on it. I mean, it's like it's
Hmm.
a great marketing tool.
Like
Good.
Soylent Green.
Well, I think it's a step above that, but I'm just saying something.
You
But it's
can
very.
dip stuff into it. You can dip stuff into it, like hors d'oeuvres sort of stuff,
Like
Oh,
tapas.
now you're getting me hungry.
Hors
Yeah.
d'oeuvres, which
I'm,
must be obeyed at all times.
I'm about I'm about to have dinner though. I just saw you live. I was gonna just stop in, just say hello. Hello,
Oh,
Claude.
very cool. Just saw some.
Hope you are doing well, my friend.
Doing
My
well.
new
Just
neighbor.
Doing brilliantly. I haven't needed to buy subs or anything, and it's been good.
Fantastic.
you guys
Fantastic.
met. Lupin just showed some really cool shorts of nature, and just putting it out there. The cause behind it, either being chance, worked on by natural selection, or it was actually created. And I don't know. Did you guys know of any other possibilities that what we see in nature happened by chance, worked on by natural
Can,
selection,
can I
or
share
it
my
was
latest short real quick?
is it decent? No cussing.
No, but let me see. No, it's not.
Let's see it. But then I'm gonna have to let Claude share one of his.
That's fine. Just you can talk. I'm gonna pull it up.
Very good. And Claude is always very probably Claude, your titles are worse than actually what the video is. But
Sometimes.
I actually hand it to you because I don't do the title, and that's we know from marketing you should have a good catchy title that clickbait. And I never changed mine, so this was open panel.
All right. How do you do private chat in this? Okay, let me see.
Private chat is up on the left hand side, I believe. Nothing. So you're and it should say layers, music.
I'm gonna send. I sent it to you. Can you put it on screen or
Let me
you
see.
know what? I could just share my screen actually. Hold on.
Very cool. Without a tech guy here, I'm at. There we go. Look at that. And then just can you add it to the screen, or do I have to do that? Oh, you went silent. So
Yeah, you have to do it.
there we go.
Sometimes you just have to enjoy
It's not time to
the
make a
best of both
change.
worlds.
Just
Veggies
relax,
and your
take it
steaks.
easy.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh my gosh, now you made me hungry. Can we do one of those delivery things? Um,
I'll keep you in my prayers, and I will hope that you gain the food through the bread of life that is Jesus Christ, and maybe a little bit of steak.
with that, I was just eating some. I don't even know what they call it, but it's a fish.
Oh, dude, I had those Gordon's fish, little in the yellow bags.
No, I don't know if we have them out here, but
Okay, they're like fish sticks, just like little cheap fish sticks.
and how were they?
Dude, I like smothered them in honey, and it was just amazing, dude. It was just so good. It's just breaded like tilapia,
Oh,
kind of
okay.
fish,
Yeah.
and I put honey on it.
Oh. I'm into sweets, as you can probably tell.
Oh, dude, it was like sweet, but it was also just like protein. That was like one of the best probably workout foods I've made.
That yeah, the protein. I don't know the bread.
I ate like 10 of them, dude. I was a glutton. I was being a glutton. I tried to make some for my dad, but he was taking too long, so I kept eating them, and then making some more, and then I kept eating them.
Yeah, it's like when my wife makes the they're like the Philippine egg roll type of thing. I always forget the name of
You
it.
guys are eating Filipino eagles? What are you? I mean, it is
No,
the Philippines.
it is like it's like um the oh man. Anyway, it's the little like roll things. They're the hot
Yeah,
dog shaped
like
things.
rats.
No, not in. Yeah, it was funny. I asked my wife that because I told her I would eat anything,
Yeah,
and but I was like, "Ooh, maybe I should." Do you guys eat rat, dog, monkey? And she goes, "Oh," she made this face like that's the people up in this certain, mainly up
that's
near.
racist.
Not race. No, no, they're
They're racist against their own type. No, I get it. I'm just
yeah.
messing with you, Dan. I'm just
No,
messing with
no, no. I was just telling Claude earlier that there's no woke. There's nothing woke in the
you.
Philippines.
Right, right. Yeah,
Like
amen.
you know, you and I are fat round eyes, and it's like
Did you say fat round eyes?
fat round eyes, and they're slant eyes.
That is unintentionally hilarious. All right, I gotta go, man. God bless
With
though.
with that, yeah, um, very good. Thanks for stopping by.
Well, yes, no, I won't put one up. I don't want to put one up. It wasn't
Well,
that good.
well, very good. Well, I'm gonna get out of here, and
Okay, well, it's been good to talk. You can look at my latest video if you like, which is a play on the word axe and X. An axe chops wood, and an
mhm.
X is an ex, like wife or whatever. And I've put that up of our mutual friend, Mr. Irvin, and clipped from his Rumble account, and I think you might get a good laugh from
Yeah,
it. So
again, though,
you
I got
can
to
do
come out
that.
with some more good ones because you really make me jealous. Because last time I looked, and it was a few months ago, there was more on our mutual friend than me.
Oh, there's
So,
far more on them. Yeah, I mean, you haven't done anything too stupid lately, so you
you-
know
man, that
you'll have
okay.
to
You
you'll have
better
to
go
say
play.
some more crazy things.
We better go play the lottery because
Okay.
you know that is just by chance that I didn't say anything stupid. So it must be
And
good
I
luck.
said too stupid. I didn't say nothing,
I'm
but
talking lottery though. I'm
but
talking like
yes, it
the
hasn't been
jackpot.
overly. Yes, it's not worth buying a lottery ticket for yet.
No, I think
Okay.
I think so. For me, it's like if I
Mm,
remember your name or,
mm,
I don't say something
mm,
too stupid, I'm on a good roll.
yeah.
That's how gamblers. That's why I'm not a gambler though, because I never get it right. All
See
right,
if we can
Claude.
get Joseph on sometime. I'd like to have a chat to Joseph again. So see if we can get him on. Okay.
Very good.
Goodbye. See you then.
All right. God bless your week. And we'll see everybody next week. And yes, I see there's another show going, but I just, even if one person looks at the information of the glorious, I mean the complexity, and it's like, dudes, for what would it take for me to believe that chance was the cause worked on by natural selection to get those complex little creature, a stealth frog, a fish that pretends he's dead so that the little fish will come by and he can eat it. Just the bombardier beetle, which again is the poster child for intelligent design, because guys, you really don't have the foundation of mutations it would take to do that. And that's what I would need. I would need thousands, hundreds of thousands of chance mutations that are working on that. And again, they have to be mutations that can be passed down. And then say, like, I and my wife, we had little Philip, and little Philip had mutation that caused him to maybe have the webbed hands on the way to his line going into some kind of aquatic humanoid. But then it's got to be reproduced in him. It's got to get into the whole of the collective of the species. So guys, yeah, get me those mutations. Again, I always tell people, just a small list of peer-reviewed articles of 100,000 positive mutations. Again, I've gotten lists that include HIV/AIDS, sickle cell anemia as positive mutations that were beneficial to stop other diseases. I'll take the other diseases. Thank you very much. But yeah, so, again, milk, I love milk. So there was and they're saying, we don't even know if that it's part of the genetics or it was mutation, really. But they're saying now that the milk, the lactose tolerance now is a milk, that we can drink milk, was a mutation. So love that one. But how is that going to get us back as we design how to get back to the simplest of life form that we don't have a clue what it is to begin with? I will propose to you, and we do at Proverbs Guys Ministry, that the best explanation, the simplest to the cause of what we see, is an intelligent designer, and a loving intelligent designer. All right, we're out of here. God bless everybody's week. Let me see if we do this right. I'm not, of course. This one, I like that one. Goodbye, all.